Good evening, not your average church girl. Bienvenidos, welcome, buenos noches, good evening. Me llamo Christine. I'm Christine. I am the founder, la fundadora. I'm the founder of Not Your Average Church Girl. No soy tu chica típica de la iglesia. Fue fundando 22 2017 in Denver, Colorado. Not Your Average Church Girl was founded July 22nd, 2017 in Denver, Colorado. And I'm excited because we are celebrating our anniversary in a little over a month. So I'm super excited to celebrate 5 years. Tonight, I just want to welcome you all. Thank you all for being on here. This live is not going to be long because yo estoy muy cansada. I'm tired, but also because I don't think I'll be that long tonight. So I titled this live, Are You Tired? Are you sick and tired of getting the short end of the stick? Our ministry is filled with transparency, accountability, y amor. Transparency, accountability, and love. And so I just wanted to have a transparent conversation with you all tonight. I know a lot of us are really diligently working in our purpose and in our assignment. And sometimes it feels like you keep getting the short end of the stick. That could look like someone not keeping their word. That could look like someone slandering your name. That could feel like being disappointed when you thought someone was going to do something. Doing the right thing and simply wrong just keeps happening to you, or someone is not being honest. Whatever the case may be, you feel like life is unfair. You are trying to fulfill your destiny, fulfill your purpose, your assignment. That is our first principle. Accept that you're chosen, fulfilling your assignment. And sometimes you feel like, why does all of this keep happening to me? Because I'm doing right? Hey, y'all, I see y'all coming in, but I can't see who's here, so I can't greet you. But thank you for being here. Gracias. So I wanted to encourage y'all with this scripture. Okay, and it is Romans 12 and 18. I'm going to read from the NIV. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Now I'm going to read 17, 18, and 19 in a different version. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Carefully consider what is right in the eyes of everybody. If it be possible on your part, live at peace with everyone. Do not avenge yourselves, beloved, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord. Hey Sheila, shout out to the Upper Room members. I literally got on here to read the scripture to y'all and tell y'all that God has it all under control. And you feel like you are being misused. You feel like you might be taken advantage of. You feel like you're being honest and other people are not being honest with you. I understand. I get it. And hey, Jazz, and it's a real feeling, because when you're really striving to do right and you keep feeling like hey, Brandy, you keep feeling like you keep trying and people aren't acting right. Things are not going the way that you expected to. Sometimes you will feel discouraged. And one of the things that I want to encourage, hey TT, one of the things that I want to encourage you all tonight is you have to remember that people are fickle. The arm of flesh will fail you. And I want you to understand that everyone has a bad day. And not everyone is going to do what they say they're going to do and fulfill what they committed to. And we have to have grace for people. And I don't want you all to get in a tizzy and want to tell somebody off about themselves or whatever the case may be. I want y'all to think to yourselves, what would Jesus do? Remember we had those bracelets, what would Jesus do? The scripture is saying, don't repay evil for evil. When someone slanders your name, when someone does you wrong, don't repay evil for evil. Think to yourself, what can I say or do, or what should I not say? Sometimes it's best not to even speak or say anything back, because you don't need to add fuel to the fire. I've been in situations where I know someone is lying to me. I know that you're lying. I have proof that you're lying, right? Y'all took a COVID test and it was negative, so, okay. So I think it's allergies. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm gonna make it. I lost my train of thought. Jasmine, what was I just saying? People What did I just say? People will be lying to you right in your face, right? And you have to have the discernment of what to say and what not to say. And in a lot of cases, it's meant for you not to say anything at all. You can have the proof, you can have the evidence, you can have multiple witnesses, you can have screenshots, whatever the case may be. But I want to tell y'all, do not repay evil with evil. When you are in a leadership capacity, period. I'm not saying you're a pastor lying people, Jasmine. Thank you, babe. Any leadership position, I don't care. Being a leader of your home, be mindful of how you respond to what people say and do. Even when you know that you're in the right and they are in the wrong. Because God is looking down. He's looking at us. He's looking at the good. He's looking at the evil. And he knows exactly what's happening. And what people don't understand is God has your back. And when you know the truth and you know that someone is doing you wrong and you decide to live the word and to not take vengeance in your own hands and try your best to live peaceably with all men and try to do right, he's going to honor. He is going to honor. A lot of you have not said what someone said to you, have not shared what someone did to you. And that is so important to learn, that even when someone has offended you or they have done you wrong, to be mindful of how you speak about them, period. Okay? Whether you're not in a relationship with them anymore, whether you don't attend their church anymore, period. Whatever the case may be, you need to be mindful of what you're saying to people if you choose to open your mouth. And then a lot of times it's meant for us not to. This leads me into one of our principles, right? One of our principles is refrain from gossip. And so we teach the women of Not Your Average Church Girl that it is so important to make sure that someone does not feel comfortable with talking about someone else in your presence. We talk about how gossip tends to come from two ways. You hear it because someone is, making a judgment on someone who's fell into sin, and or there is an issue with an offense. So I get mad at Jasmine. Instead of addressing Jasmine, I go to Brandy. Me and Brandy talk about it. Brandy calls TT, and it becomes this entire thing, right? And the reality is that when I first brought it to Brandy, she should have said to me, hey, Christine, have you talked to Jasmine about A, B, C, D, F, G? You need to go back to her and have a conversation so that you can clear that up. So we have to be in a place that when people bring mess to us, when people bring things to us, to have discernment to say, and to have the boldness and love and say, hey, sis, have you went and addressed your pastor? Have you went and addressed your sister? Have you went back and talked to your mom or your uncle, whoever offended you, right? And then the other thing is, like we said, gossip tends to be, talked about when someone falls. Someone makes a mistake. Someone does the wrong thing. They fall into sin, and you hear about it and you share with more people, and you share and you share and you share, and that's not edifying, right? We need to restore our brothers and sisters to Christ. This all goes back to, not having evil or corrupt communication. This goes back to, making sure, because a lot of times when some of us are spreading what we hear, it's out of vengeance because you're mad, because you haven't forgiven the person that you need to. So you hear something or something and you didn't say anything, but now you say it because now you're hot and now you're on fire. Okay? Hey, Sister Lewis. So it is so important for us to take a step back and think about Jesus. Okay? Think about what Jesus went through. If Jesus can go through that and stay on the cross and say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, sis, you have to be okay. I have to be okay with knowing that someone is lying to you, knowing that someone's doing wrong to you. You blatantly know it, right? You know what someone has said or done, but what does the scripture say? Do not repay evil for evil. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I want us to be so mindful of how we respond. We talked about this last week, right? How we respond when something happens that we don't like. How do we respond when tragedy happens? How do you respond? And in a lot of cases, you don't need to say anything, right? One of the last things that I want to share that I hear is that we need to be mindful not to chase lies, right? When someone does do you wrong, you don't have to go chase the lie, because if it's a lie, it's a lie. And at some point, it will be revealed that it's a lie. And so some of us are so adamant about clearing our name and saying, no, that didn't happen. No, that's not what I meant. No, this is what I did. No, you got the story wrong. Don't worry about that. Let the Lord handle all that, because you don't need to open your mouth and add fire to the fuel. If you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, I want you to remember that Jesus is watching you. The Lord is watching the good and the evil, okay? He's watching it all. His word is saying, don't repay evil for evil. Be careful. Think about what you're saying, right? Think about how you're acting. Think about how you respond. And sometimes you got to play stupid. And that's okay, sis, because God is going to honor you doing right. Vengeance is mine. Let the Lord handle the people. Let the Lord handle the situation. I don't care if it's a situation with court. I don't care if it's a situation what somebody said about you. Whatever the case may be, put that stuff in God's hands. Cast your cares on him, because he careth for you. He continues to care. He is waiting for you to pour out, tell him what's going on, and let it be. Don't chase after the lie. Don't feel like you have to clear your name, because you know what? The Lord is watching, and he sees all, and he knows all. He knows the beginning, the middle, and the end. But the question is, how will you respond when you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick? Continue to be consistent. We talked about Job last week. He was still consistent, right? We talked about Joseph. He was still consistent. Be consistent. I don't know when your change is going to come. I'm not going to tell you it's going to change in 9 days. I'm not going to tell you it's going to change in 42 hours. I'm not going to tell you anything, but I'm going to tell you that he's going to honor right. He is going to honor right. I don't know when the situation will end. I don't know when you'll get relief, but I do know that his word stands. And I do know what his word says. And his word says, vengeance is mine. And you know what? Some of you are looking for your enemy to be paid back, and you're looking to see it. But guess what? Some of the consequences that the enemies of us are going to get, we're not going to see it. And we should not take joy and pleasure in seeing our enemies destroyed, because remember, they still have a soul. Jesus was the ultimate example, right? Even though I know what you did to me, even though you smacked me around, even though you beat me with a cat o' nine tails, even though you did what you did, and you think you're taking my life, but I laid my life down. Is that not what the word says? I laid my life down, okay? He said, I laid my life down. You think you took it, but no. Father, I commit my spirit, okay? It is finished. That's what he said. It wasn't the soldiers that said it's finished. It was Jesus. He said, it's finished. I'm done. Let me go down, do what I got to do in the next 3 days, and then I'm going to be walking the earth. And I'm going to show you that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Okay? Jesus cared about souls, right? Even with those who did him wrong. So my question to you is, that coworker who did you wrong, that family member who did you wrong, that business that did you wrong, how are you going to treat them? Are you going to treat them differently? Are you going to remember that's a soul? And that's a soul that may be in torment. That's a soul that really needs deliverance. That is a soul that needs to be saved. If we could look at people, remember they're a soul, and you can be upset, because I'm telling y'all, I've been a little upset, okay? But you have to remember, how do you react? You can know truth. You can know someone ain't telling the truth, but how do you respond? I love y'all. Listen, when God tells you to do something, do it. And when you do it, he will provide the way. This ministry has grown. We are going into our 5th year anniversary. I am so thankful. We have our anniversary flyers, and we're just super excited. And I pray that you all visit our website. Please buy a brunch ticket. It is a fundraiser to support us for all that we do. We have given to unfortunate moms. Every Christmas we do a Christmas party. We give literally cash to moms so they can support their children during the Christmas season. We do a lot. We have been on tour, 2 states, 6 cities, in the matter of just 2.5 months, to bring Jesus to other people and let them know that everyone who's in church is not bad, that we really love Jesus. And even though you may have not had the greatest experience in your previous church, or maybe you ran into someone who said they were a Christian, but they weren't that kind, that we apologize on behalf of the kingdom, but we are going to be the best representation of Jesus that we can. I love y'all. We are not perfect, but we serve a perfect God. I love y'all, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Adios.